Morning, happy Wednesday. It's about 8 a.m. I would have started earlier. I was going to actually do another 5:30 a.m. start, but yeah, last night we didn't get much sleep because the baby was sick. So we went to bed well past midnight, and yeah, poor Bob. I'm hoping he's doing better now, and we'll keep looking after him and everything, but it's just stuff like that that's obviously going to take priority over the schedule. Anyway, I have a lot of work to do on the tale teller, and today's just a very animation heavy day, and then I do at some point have to catch up on some emails, so I'll be working on those two things today. Now, this is the result of me sweeping stuff under the rug. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days worth of animation and 1, 2, 3 days to do it. So I'm adding a fourth. So I'll be working half of Saturday, and I'm just going to be crunching out doing a couple of early mornings as I can manage to fit them in and see how much I can do and how fast I can do it. Slight delay. I had to restart my computer just because Animate was a little bit laggy, simply because I left my computer on all night copying and backing stuff up. So it needed a break, so I gave it a 10-minute rest. In the meantime, I saw this open and I thought you might find it interesting to just sort of see a little bit of the process. So this is my initial brainstorm sketches, and I suppose you could say final character designs for characters from the tale teller. So once I solidified the character, I played with them a bit, tried to twist them around and see how solid they felt in different poses and expressions. But these are sort of also the origin sketches when I was trying to figure out what the characters would look like. So I had a general vision in mind, and then that further developed. So this is pretty clearly demonstrated with the tale teller. You can see how solid and final he looks in these pages. But you go back a couple more pages, and you can see how I had no idea what he would end up looking like, but it was really fun to play around until I came to my final design. And I think it was like in this sketch, maybe this one, where I really found this crooked and very straight aesthetic something I found very appealing, and then I sort of worked with that, and that turned into the aesthetic for the whole animation. So this is my first pass today. It's 10:20 a.m. and this is basically just the refined animatic. So in this scene, each of the characters has a turnaround and then a walk cycle. So there's actually quite a lot of work in this. These are the key frames that I've drawn that I'll be using as a base. And then once I've drawn the keyframes with the refined line work, then I'm going to be doing the in-betweens, and then I'm going to be doing a hybrid tweened and frame-by-frame walk cycle, walking away. So this is quite a lot of work to get done in one day. So I've done the refined line work of the 2 keyframe poses and added 2 in-betweens. Now I've just got to do loads of in-betweens, and basically it's just drawing the lines between the frames before and after each of these transitions. This is the most time-consuming bit. Alright, I've finished the in-betweens of this soldier character turning around. That was pretty time-consuming, but I'm happy with how that turned out. Now I've got to do the same thing for the head. I've finished the first head transition when he looks down, and that follows in the general direction of the body. Later, when the character turns to walk away, I have the refined keyframes and in-betweens of the body, and now I'm going to go forward and do the head. So I'm using the rough animatic head as my reference, and as you can see, I only have 3 frames. But what I've actually done is, if I wireframe that, I have reproduced the head and just copied and pasted it into the same area, and that way I can do the frame-by-frame animation of the head all in just this one area without actually having to animate him while he's moving, so I can keep all the proportions really clean, and then I can just move the head in place after. Okay, I've finished doing that, and now I'm going to go through and add color to all of the frames of the head, all of the frames of the body, and line up the head with the body. And these transitions are going to look a lot more complete, especially after I space out the frames. Okay, so I've finished the frame-by-frame transitions for the soldier. That's the first one, where he sort of looks down, and then the next one is the most complicated one, where he turns around, ready to walk away. So I'm going to break this into several parts and do a tweened walk cycle away later. But now I have to do the frame-by-frame segments for these 2 characters. I did this guy first because it's the most complicated, but yeah, it's already 1 p.m. and the others are going to take quite a lot of time and effort as well. It's pretty repetitive, draining stuff. I'm going to go take a lunch break, go for a walk because my butt hurts, stretch my arm and hand because my hand hurts, and then get back to work. Alright, before getting back to work, I'm just sorting out which days I'm going to work on what. I'm going to move these two over here because I'm confident I can get these done in one day. I've actually half done these, so I've kept them in there because they're fixes, and I've just moved them here towards the end. When they're finished, I'll compile the animation ready for audio to pass on to my audio guy. These scenes are going to need the full Friday, and these scenes aren't too complicated, so I'll just pair them together tomorrow. That leaves the scene I'm working on to be finished today, which is actually going to be quite a struggle because it's a tough one. So I'm going to be working tonight on Act 5, Scene 4, which is the scene that you've seen me working on so far. Time to get back to work. Alright, it's 5 PM. I'm going to take a break. So far, I've just got a very quick transition with the body when the jester lowers his arms, and then a transition later, which was really difficult and time consuming when he steps to walk away. This one took quite a lot of work, and then the second lot of work has been the head. So basically with the head, I've just done some expression changes, and then later on I've just been working on the construction of the head as he turns and walks away, and this has been pretty time consuming to maintain proportions and shape. So I'm going to take a break, have some dinner, a bit of family time, go for a run, and then I'm going to come back and finish the line work and the colour for the jester, and then do the widow. So I'm in for a bit of a long night tonight. I just got back from my run, had a shower, and I'm going out for dinner tonight with my wife and baby, and this is actually the hard bit because I haven't finished everything I wanted to finish today. I'm going to work tonight, and it's going to be wasting the time I now have to have dinner with my family and have a little bit of evening time before I get back to work in the evening if I'm not in the moment. And so this is my focusing time right now, to let go of work. If I get back to it, I get back to it. But if I don't, I also have to let it go. So now is the time to be family Jazza.
That's cute.
Oh, good job.
Do another dance.
Oh, yay!
These are Granny's toys, so they're only seen occasionally.
We just found him like this. You're giving the dog a walk. Was she just walking around with a leash?
Yeah.
And he's just... Oh no, you've lost her. Oh no. Oh no, better go get her.
Where's the squid?
Oh well.
And then we just smelt it. It was a very strong...
Your dad's in the background shouting, "Where's the squid?" Now, Tony, what is a squid?
It's a little kind of squishy crab.
All right, it's 11 PM. Let's get to work. It's just ticked past 1 AM, so this is the first transition for the jester, and then the complicated one, of course, is where he walks away. That was a very time-consuming one. I know it looks so simple. It's like 1 second of animation over 30 frames. But yeah, that taking 2 steps and turning around and animating the light so that it moves around his body as he walks away was pretty tricky. Now the dilemma I'm facing in that it's 1 AM is that this transition is going to be quite difficult to do as well. So I'm going to cut a corner and I'm not going to have a full turnaround. Instead of having her turn and face away from the camera and walking away, I'm going to instead just have her flip. Sort of like this. She will look in the other direction and her head will turn a little more, but in doing that it's just going to be a much simpler transition, and then I'll be able to reach my target of getting this scene done today. It's not a huge cut or anything, and I've done enough monumental animation in this scene for that to not be a huge problem, but I really need to get this scene done tonight so I can keep some sort of schedule. Okay, it's 3:30 AM. We have transition 1 and then finally transition 2. Finally, all of them in context. They're all sort of staggered in how they're moving. And then we have them turning away one by one. You notice they're freezing at the end frame, ready for a tweened walk cycle. Alright, so 3:40 AM and I am knackered. I'm obviously not going to do the tweened walk cycle today. That would be suicidal. But it will only take a couple of hours to do, so I will tuck that away for when I get to refinement animation later, and then I'll move on to the next scene tomorrow. So that's it for me today. I'll take a quick question. When I say quick, I mean quick, but I will also say thank you to everyone who took my suggestion in the comments and have added a Q and a colon to your questions. It makes them really easy to find. Neil O'Sullivan Green says, any tips on taking care of your back while working so intensely? I used to sit in full recline a long time ago, and I used to get really bad back and neck problems, so I had to learn to sit with a good posture. So I have a pretty decent-ish sort of chair that has an upright back. I can't really show it very easily. And I also rotate sitting on different cushions. There's different cushions that I sit on because my butt hurts too. So I think I've done like 14 hours of animation today. So yeah, the back, the butt, and the hand are the three things that wear out the fastest and needed to be taken care of. So I do some hand massages and arm massages sometimes if I find my hands getting sore after some intense animation. Anyways, I'd go into more detail, but I'm really tired. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.